All right, let's go to baseball. I think this is a topic that will excite you. Rob, there was an MLB players poll and in The Athletic, and they talked about they interviewed 103 players, all anonymous, of course, which means you can get some truth out of that. 22 teams were represented, and they asked them all sorts of questions. One of the big ones was, which one player, if you could start a team with one player, which guy would it be? To me, it's no surprise that Shohei Ohtani run going away. He got 45.6% of the vote. Rob, as you know, that is a lot. I mean, when you can get basically half of the vote.
Yeah, that's an incredible number, sure.
That's a lot. Aaron Judge was second, and he only got 14.5%. So what are do you agree with that? Disagree? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm torn. I get it in the here and now because of what he's doing. Chris, you take the poll and he's pitching well and he leads the major leagues in home runs. You know what I mean? And you know what he's done already. He won an MVP. But I don't think he's going to be a dual threat his entire career. I think that's where I question it. When you take away, Chris, the pitching, is he the best hitter? If he was just a hitter, would you take Ohtani over Judge if he was just a hitter?
Well, I honestly, look, I love Judge, but honestly, I have to say this. If Ohtani, Rob, check this out. He leads the league. The league, not the one of the league. He leads
not the
entire
AL, right? Not the
entire
AL. He leads
Major League Baseball in home runs, total bases, slugging percentage, OPS. He leads in all of that. I mean and Rob, I would say this, and I think you have to at least consider this. Now, we don't know, to be honest, whether it would be true or not, but I think you at least have to consider that if he didn't pitch, he would be an even better hitter.
I'm not convinced.
Is that fair?
Of that. No,
I'm not. I don't know either. Neither one of us knows.
No, I'm not saying I know,
but there's a reason
that
they don't let guys do both, because they want you to focus on one, presuming you'll be better at either one if you don't have to worry about the other. So I gotta think. All those days he's pitching. I don't mean in the game, but just. They're not practicing.
Well, preparation
a lot, but you know what I mean.
too. Right, pitching, Chris, is a preparation that goes with making a start. Right.
So he's all that time now is focused on hitting, and so again, neither one of us knows for sure, but I would think, Rob, I think it's fair to say he would be a better hitter.
I had the stat. This is the stat that I had, Chris, the other day, and Rob G, you might have remembered. Chris, you might remember. You help me out. Aaron Judge, before he got injured, was on pace to have an OPS. I can't remember what the exact number, but he was going to have like an over 700 or something OPS and do it for a second year in a row.
I mean, you mean not slugging?
No, I got to find it.
But OPS. Ohtani leads the league 1.015.
Yeah, no, he leads it now, but I think
Judge was but I'm saying it wasn't 700. You might be talking about slugging percentage.
Maybe.
Because OPS, Judge was in the ones, 1.02 or something like that.
I got to look, but the only other two players who did it was something like Mickey Mantle. I'll find it. Mickey Mantle, Aaron Judge, Barry Bonds, and maybe Hank Aaron or something like that. Those were the players.
Right now he's at 1.078.
That might have the wrong stat. But my point is that he's in a class by himself. Like there's no Ohtani in that. Those guys.
Ohtani actually is right there.
No, he's leading now is what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, that's 0.02 of a point.
Yeah, I'll get it. But my point is, I think people look at Ohtani and think, oh, he's going to do this his entire career. And I don't believe that. I don't believe ultimately. I think ultimately he will become one or the other. And that's why if he becomes a hitter, I would take Aaron Judge. And I don't think he's the best pitcher in baseball.
No, he's not.
There
But he's
are
a
other
top
guys who are
10.
better than him.
He's a top 5 hitter, and I'd say a top 10 pitcher.
Right, that's
Doing
fair.
both.
That's fair.
But
his
if
lifetime, his lifetime batting average. If you look at his numbers, could lifetime, and I'm not trying to.
He's freaking 20. He's just only played a few years.
No, I get it, but I'm saying there's some number. He was like batting like 267. Do you have his numbers in front of you?
271.
Okay, so it's
Judge is
271
284.
lifetime, which isn't like fantastic. I mean,
Right, well, 284 ain't,
no, I'm just saying
it's
the
okay. They're both
271.
good. They're solid.
But I think if with a dual threat, there's no doubt you would take him, Chris. In the here and now, yes, you would take him. I'm not kidding myself. I'm not trying to talk myself out of it. In the here and now, but I don't think that he's going to be that guy the entire career. And I don't know if I would pass up on a slugger like Aaron Judge and what he does, Chris, not only at the plate and for himself, but we talk about it all the time, what he does to that lineup to make other players around him better. The Yankees are a great team when he plays, and they're just a good team when he doesn't play.
Right.
And no, that's hard to get from people that they make that much of an impact, still in that, placing him just in the batting order and what he does.
But you're leaving out something else he always does.
I already know what you're going to say. I get it.
I'm serious. Like, that alone. Now, I shouldn't say that alone, but that's a factor. Ohtani is more dependable in terms of health. Well, Rob, what did we talk about? The reason the Yankees didn't. And that's a factor. I'm shocked that you're leaving that out. 4 years ago, he played 28 games. I get it. It was a pandemic, but still, he only played 28 of what they played, 60?
They played 60 that year.
This year, he's played 49 games. Shohei Ohtani's played 72, and he's freaking pitching. I mean, that is a factor. Aaron Judge is injury prone, which is why the Yankees he's not as injury prone as your boy. The other, I can't believe his name's off the tip of my tongue. Stanton. Yeah. He's not as injury prone as him, but he is injury prone. Might be a tad strong, but Rob, that's why the Yankees didn't give him that deal right away, right? Which we both understood. And last year, he comes out and he's healthy and it's all good. And then he gets the contract. And I'm not saying that there's a correlation, but now all of a sudden, he's hurt again. And so, Rob, in his 8 years, and I get it the first year, you're young, you're only playing sparingly. But in his 7 years, if you include this one, he's only had 3 where he essentially played a full year. In the 148, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt with the 148 games as basically a full year. So I just think that has to factor in too. Judge is great, but the injuries and then the fact that Ohtani gives it to me at the plate and on the mound, I got to go with Shohei.
I can't argue. I can't even argue with that. But I'm just saying, if he's doing either or, that would change whether or not I would pick him.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? If
he might have 3-4 more years of this.
But if it was either or, do you understand what I'm saying? If you picked him and said, if he's a hitter, and I say to you, Chris, who you taking, Ohtani or Judge as just a hitter? I think you would take Judge.
Well, right now, I think Judge is a better hitter.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Right.
I honestly would want to see Ohtani as a hitter or a pitcher by himself. You know what I mean? Not doing the other. Because we don't know.
No, we don't know. And you're right. He might be better.
Though, you would think he's going to be better at either one of them if he just focuses on that.
Right. And not split his time. You would think so, but it's not a guarantee.
Right. It's not a guarantee. Right. But he's great already at both, too. So